Did you know that sugar is silently sabotaging your brain? In this video, we'll explore how excessive sugar consumption can harm your brain functions and affect your mental health. Using neuroscience, we'll explain how sugar interferes with brain chemistry and what you can do to reverse these effects. Learn how to reduce sugar in your diet and adopt healthier habits to become the best version of yourself. Discover effective and practical strategies to improve your eating habits and protect your brain from sugar's damage. Watch now and transform your health with the power of neuroscience. Additionally, we'll demystify the impacts of sugar based on recent scientific studies and understand why it can be as addictive as illicit substances. You'll find out how small changes in your diet can make a big difference, reducing not only the amount of sugar you consume, but also improving your memory, concentration, and mood. We'll cover practical techniques for replacing sugar with healthy alternatives and how these changes can positively influence your daily life. If you're looking for ways to improve your habits and adopt a healthier lifestyle, this video is essential for you. Come learn with us how neuroscience can guide your food choices and bring lasting benefits to your brain and well-being. Imagine yourself at a party, the table filled with irresistible desserts. Chocolate cakes, colorful cupcakes. It's a common scene, right? Now, here's a surprising fact. Did you know that just 12 days of continuous sugar consumption can alter your brain chemistry? That's right. Sugar doesn't just harm your teeth and waistline, it also has a direct and profound impact on our brain. In this video, we'll explore exactly how sugar influences our brain function, affecting everything from neurotransmitters to our reward system. Curious? Keep watching to discover how sugar alters brain chemistry. Researchers have been examining the impact of sugar on the brain, and the findings are alarming. A study revealed that just 12 days of high sugar intake are enough to cause significant changes in brain chemistry. The data show alterations in brain areas responsible for memory and learning, and behavioral changes indicating an increased craving for quick rewards like more sugar. This demonstrates how sugar can become addictive, leading to a cycle of compulsive consumption. It's impressive how such a common substance can have such deep and rapid effects on our body. Moreover, studies have shown that excessive sugar consumption can reduce the production of a protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, essential for neuron survival and growth. Low BDNF levels are associated with cognitive and emotional disorders, including depression and anxiety. Another study conducted at the University of Queensland, Australia, demonstrated that rats fed high-sugar diets showed a significant reduction in synaptic plasticity, which is the brain's ability to adapt and form new neural connections. This effect may explain why people who consume a lot of sugar have more difficulty learning new skills or remembering information. In the long term, excessive sugar consumption has been linked to brain shrinkage. A long-term study conducted by the National Institute of Health in the United States followed thousands of participants over decades and found that those with high blood sugar levels had smaller brain volumes, especially in areas responsible for memory and cognition. This finding is concerning, as it suggests that continuous sugar consumption can accelerate brain aging, increasing the risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. The effects of sugar on the brain go beyond structural changes. Studies also indicate that excessive sugar consumption can alter genetic expression in the brain, activating genes associated with inflammation and oxidative stress. This inflammatory response can create a neurotoxic environment, exacerbating neuronal damage and impairing brain function. In a study published in the Journal of Clinical Investigation, scientists discovered that high sugar diets increase the production of pro-inflammatory molecules in the brain, leading to a cascade of events culminating in cell death. These findings underline the importance of moderating sugar intake to protect brain health and maintain healthy cognitive functions throughout life. When it comes to sugar and sleep, the connection might not be immediately obvious, but the impact is profound. Consuming high amounts of sugar can lead to a spike in energy levels, followed by a rapid crash, which disrupts your natural sleep cycle. This roller coaster of energy can interfere with your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep, leading to fragmented and poor quality rest. The reason lies in the way sugar affects your blood glucose levels. A high sugar intake can cause rapid spikes and drops in blood sugar, which can trigger the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones can make you feel more alert and anxious, making it harder to wind down at the end of the day and get the restorative sleep you need. Moreover, sugar can influence the production and regulation of sleep-related hormones. For instance, the hormone insulin, which helps regulate blood sugar levels, can also affect melatonin production, a key hormone in controlling your sleep-wake cycle. High sugar intake can disrupt insulin sensitivity, leading to less effective regulation of blood glucose and, consequently, impaired melatonin production. This disruption can delay the onset of sleep and reduce the overall quality of your rest. Furthermore, sugary foods can decrease the amount of deep sleep, the most restorative phase of sleep, which is crucial for physical recovery and cognitive function. Over time, poor sleep quality can exacerbate cravings for sugary foods, creating a vicious cycle that is hard to break. In addition to these physiological effects, the psychological impacts of sugar on sleep are also significant. This can lead to frequent awakenings and a feeling of unrested sleep. Furthermore, a lack of quality sleep can affect your decision-making processes and self-control, making it more likely that you'll reach for sugary snacks the next day to combat fatigue. This cycle of poor sleep and high sugar consumption can contribute to longer-term health issues such as obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular diseases. Understanding the connection between sugar and sleep is crucial for making better dietary choices that promote both better sleep and overall health. Have you ever heard that sugar is the most socially accepted drug? It's no wonder. The effects of sugar on the brain are comparable to those of substances like drugs and alcohol. Just like these substances, sugar activates the reward system, releasing dopamine and creating a sense of pleasure that makes us crave more. Studies show that sugar can be as addictive as cocaine, which explains why so many people struggle to cut back. Examples of sugar addiction are common. Who hasn't found themselves devouring an entire chocolate bar without even realizing it? This behavior shows how sugar can create habits and addictions that are hard to break. Furthermore, excessive sugar consumption can cause structural changes in the brain similar to those caused by illicit substances. Research indicates that a high sugar diet can result in a decrease in dopamine receptors in the brain, meaning that over time, the ability to experience pleasure is reduced, requiring higher consumption to achieve the same effect. This process is similar to what occurs in drug addiction, where the brain becomes less sensitive to pleasure stimuli. Additionally, excessive sugar intake can increase levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, exacerbating anxiety and other mental disorders. Thus, the cycle of sugar addiction can be difficult to break, creating a dependency that affects not just behavior, but also mental and emotional health. The effects of excessive sugar consumption can be seen both in the short and long term, and the neurological consequences are profound. Immediately after consumption, you might feel an energy spike followed by a crash, a glucose roller coaster that leads to fatigue and mood swings. This glycemic roller coaster can overload the brain's mood regulation system, leading to feelings of irritability and even depression. Constant fluctuations in blood sugar levels can also impair cognitive function, making concentration and focus difficult, which is especially problematic for tasks that require high mental performance. In the long term, the damage is even more serious. Constant sugar consumption is associated with a higher risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases, such as Alzheimer's, often referred to as type 3 diabetes, due to its relation to insulin resistance in the brain. Studies show that excess sugar can lead to chronic inflammation and oxidative stress, which are harmful to brain cells. This neurotoxic environment can result in structural damage to the brain, such as a reduction in hippocampal volume, crucial for memory and learning. Additionally, cerebral insulin resistance can compromise the brain's energy metabolism, resulting in severe cognitive dysfunction and an increased risk of cognitive decline. Therefore, reducing sugar is not just about staying in shape, but also about preserving long-term brain health. If you're worried about sugar's impact on your health, don't stress. you don't need to completely cut sugar from your diet to avoid its harmful effects. The key is moderation. Instead of eliminating sweets entirely, think about how you can dose them intelligently. For example, instead of eating an entire cake, savor just 1 or 2 slices. This not only helps control the amount of sugar you consume, but also allows you to enjoy the taste without guilt. Another effective strategy is to reserve sweet treats for special moments. Instead of indulging in sweets 5 times a week, why not limit this pleasure to the weekend? This way, you transform sugar consumption into a more controlled and enjoyable experience, rather than a daily habit that can be harmful. In this video, we explored how sugar can affect your brain, from chemical changes to behavioral impacts. We learned that sugar can be as addictive as drugs and alcohol, and that excessive consumption has serious consequences for brain health. Now, it's time to reflect on your own sugar consumption habits. How about starting to make small changes to improve your diet? Leave a comment on what your biggest challenge is in reducing sugar in your diet. Let's exchange ideas and support each other on this journey to a healthier life. And hey, if you found these tips useful, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Until the next video.